Hey, what's up you guys? This is John Hang, and in today's video, I'm going to be doing a one-year house update. I bought this house practically 1 full year ago, and if you saw the video, I did an empty house tour. If you want to check that out, I'll leave a info card up there so you can check that out. But let me just go through the quick details of the house. So this house is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, split level. And if you don't know what a split level is, pretty much I've got my main floor here, which is kind of like the living area. And then upstairs, I've got the bedrooms, which are kind of like the sleeping areas. And then downstairs, I've got like a recreation room and a mudroom. So this house is in Richmond, Virginia, so central Virginia. It cost me about $247,000. And just a little bit about me, I'm 27 years old. I'm engaged to my fiance, Melissa. And let's just get started with the house tour. All right, so as you approach the door, I've added a Nest camera right there. It used to be a Ring, but I don't like Ring that much. Got some pictures of family. And so this is a sweeping pan of the living room. Sorry if the exposure's going up and down. So if you're new to the channel, I pretty much make a lot of videos on just home renovation or like DIY kind of things. So a lot of the things in this room or in this house, I actually built myself. So let's get started with the living room. We've got a couch with an ottoman over here. This couch we got from World Market for about 50% off. Over there, we've got a Christmas tree, just because it's December 3rd today that I'm recording it. And in the middle, we've got a TV that I got for Black Friday last year. That was also about 50% off. We installed it into the wall and actually hid the wires behind that wall. And then for our media console, we got that from Target. And you can see here that we've got floating shelves on both sides. I installed those over the summer with my friend Chris. Over on our media console, we pretty much just have our games that we kind of sometimes play. To the left of the media console, we have our cat Max's food, as well as his water fountain, and a little house for him. Sweeping behind the couch, we have this closet now. So this closet actually used to not have doors, so we added these closet doors ourselves. They're about $200 from Lowe's. And doing all of this ourselves was kind of a huge project in it of itself. But we added these automatic lights at the top. Those just mount into the metal corner beads that I added. We added a new shelf because the old one was like a wire one that was bent. We also added this really sturdy closet rod. And then behind all the clothes, we added shiplap as well. So to get this closet to fit into here, nowadays they don't make floor-to-ceiling closets, and so this opening actually used to go all the way up to the ceiling, and so I actually added this header space so that this new door would fit. And I guess last thing about the living room is that we've got this cat perch for the window for Max to chill in and just relax in the sun. So that's about it for the living room. Sweeping around, we have this kind of like entry, console table with a clock above it. And it's kind of like a catch-all for now, but we got this on someone's curb, I think, and then just changed out the handles. So coming over to the dining room, I have a video on how I made this table. This table we actually got for free. It was like a hand-me-down or something kind of similar like that. It's about 20 years old, and we refurbished it, and now we use it every day. Swinging from the dining table over here, I've got my coffee station. So I pretty much created everything over here. We have this live edge slab that I picked up from a local wood shop. And so you can see that I've got the live edge over here, as well as these side tables. There's one over there and one on the other side of the couch. But doing this was, to me, very rewarding. And I honestly really enjoy having like a dedicated space to make coffee. So you can see here, I've got like my electric stove, as well as my gooseneck kettle, as well as my Chemex and scale. And then I recently just got this grinder, and then just like a small painting print of some plants, storage for my coffee. You can see here that I've also got this dowel pegboard. I don't have a video on how I made this, but they're pretty easy to make. And then just decorations all around. I really like that, you can just add these pegs in and then just move them around. And then you can move your shelves around as you please. In between the floating shelves and the coffee station, we've got this I think it's called a Chinese fan palm, but that might not be true. We put it in a wicker basket from Target, and we were finding that Max, our cat, ends up eating the leaves a lot, so I made this plant stand really quickly. It's not that great, the plant stand, but it's doing its job and it's keeping Max from eating it and throwing it up everywhere. All right, so that's the coffee station. Over to the left of the coffee station, we've got a hutch. And the hutch we really just needed for extra storage. If you watched my empty house tour, I kind of made a comment on how this is the most storage that I've ever had in my life. But it's funny, when you own a house, you just happen to buy more and more stuff and you can't find storage for it. So we needed to buy this hutch to store more things like a blender and protein powder and that kind of stuff. All right, and so that's like the informal dining area. Over here, we've got the kitchen. We've got like our peninsula over here, our stove, our rice cooker, and mugs and plates and so on. The funny thing about our fridge is that the front of it is not magnetic, but the sides of it are, which kind of like messes up a lot of things. Like, why are modern day fridges not magnetic on the front anymore? Again, about that storage issue, I had to buy this spice rack off of Amazon, but it's been very useful because a lot of the times you want your spices right here because you're going to be cooking here anyways. And then over here is just the fridge as well as a pantry. Here's like a little sneak peek into the fridge. One thing I hate the most about YouTubers a lot of the times is they'll have these like grandiose kitchens that are like amazing, and then their entire fridge is just Red Bull, and they'll say, we actually never cook. To the right of the fridge is our pantry, which we store a bunch of snacks, ramens, and non-perishables. So that was the kitchen. Now I'll take you downstairs, and honestly, we haven't really thought too much about downstairs just because we've been focusing so much on the living area, and that's where we spend a lot of our time. But for now, the recreation room, which is downstairs, is more just like a holding area until we kind of figure out what we want to do. So pretty much I just have my computer, and then we store a bunch of stuff over here, as well as books and like our KitchenAid and Instant Pot and jackets go over here. So this floor also has a half bathroom. Nothing too special here, just a toilet and a mirror. And then on the other side of the recreation room, we have our mud room. And so since it's winter right now, I'm bringing in my plants and just storing them here for now. But in our mud room, you can see this super ugly laminate that we're hoping to get rid of soon. And then these two washer and dryer set, as well as some cabinets above there. This is where we keep Max's litter. And then over here, we've kind of got like a utility room closet sort of thing. You can see here that I built this cabinet sort of thing to hold a bunch of paint. And then I also added this light because at one point we actually installed this tankless water heater. Before, I don't know if you saw or I recorded it in the video, but we had a gigantic tank right here, as well as a tanklet or a water filter. And so that water filter sat right here. So you can just see how much space we saved by taking those two things out. We can actually store stuff here now. All right, so that was downstairs, and now I will take you upstairs to the bedrooms. So here's the hallway going to the bedrooms. You can see there we've got a mirror at the end of the hallway. I actually built that using a mirror that we actually found at a garage sale for free. And then I just bought the wood at Woodcraft. Over here we've got the full bathroom, vanity, toilet, shower, tub. And then over to the left, we've got my temporary office. I was experimenting growing some microgreens for a little bit. I haven't really been doing that much. Other than that, we've got some storage, a cabinet, or what do you call this? A dresser in this room, and some motivation. At the end of the hallway, we have the master on this side and then the guest room on this side. So right now this guest room is closed because we have a little kitty And this is his room currently. Hey, hey. All right, so this is a guest room, but we've converted it to kind of like our kitten's room for now. Over the summer, we actually fostered 3 kittens that showed up in our garage, and all 3 of them were living in here for a little bit. So since we have our resident cat, Max, we're slowly taking our time to introduce him to Max. We've fully adopted this one, and so now he's a part of the family, but this is currently his preteen room. All right, so that was the kitten's room, the second guest bedroom, and over here we've got the master where you can see Max just chilling on a blanket over here. So we've got a fan as well as a large closet that somehow isn't enough, but yeah. And then over to the side, we've got a bathroom. Hey, Max. All right, so I've now shown you the inside of the house, so I'm gonna take you guys outside and show you what has changed there. So I'm gonna start off with the backyard. All right, so behind the house, we've got a deck, a pretty decent sized deck. We plan to eventually get some sort of dining set here, but for now it's just sort of like an open space. I've got my grill over there, my grill cart, and then some storage and recycling. Over to the side of the deck, here I've added this potting station as well as a bunch of garden beds. I actually need to eventually take the time and just like, clean up all these plants, but I've got a garden bed with a trellis over there, a regular garden bed, a flower garden, and then off to the side, I did try with some bitter melon, and those did pretty well. Over here, we've got like a fire pit in the corner that came with the house. You can see here that we've got some rocks along the fence, and we actually added a French drain. What a French drain does is it just improves drainage. So anytime it rains, it'll go into that French drain and just move water away from the house over to that side where a stream is. And then over here, we've got my patio, which I spent pretty much all of October making. It's a gray stone concrete herringbone pattern that I think was worth the effort. Over here, we've got some remaining gravel that I need to get rid of and replace with something that's a little bit, matches a little bit better with the concrete pavers. On the patio, we've got a conversation set, so a bench, 2 chairs, and then these 2 Adirondack chairs I actually made myself. I followed a guide by Anna White, and you can just search modern Adirondack chairs on YouTube, and those will be the first ones that show up. We got this log holder thing from Amazon, I think, for about $50. And then over there, you can see that I installed a voltage transformer, and you can see that I've got some pathway lights. And the video for those pathway lights are on my channel if you want to see how I installed those, as well as the string lights that I installed the other week. So you can see that they draw a perimeter around the sitting area. So along with the patio, we also had to build this retaining wall. So this project was absolutely massive, which is why it took pretty much the entire of October for me to work on it. All right, and going from the patio to the garage, which is by the driveway, you can see this looks completely different from what it was before. I'll drop a video or a picture of it right here. But I also did do a video on how I did this floor, and doing the walls, painting them are pretty easy. All right, so just a quick 360 tour of this garage. I've got a pull-up bar above the doorway. Over here, I've kind of got like my woodworking area. So that's a table saw with a router station as well as some other stuff. I've got a bunch of 2x4s from a previous project. I brought in some snake plants because it is wintertime now. That's the mirror from that garage sale that I was talking about. That's the other half of it. I actually cut it in half for the hallway mirror. Here I've got a cheapo bench from Walmart that's wobbling already. A box that I made for box jumps. A cabinet sort of thing for workout equipment. And then over here is my weightlifting platform. I used to do competitive weightlifting, and I kind of do it on the side now just to stay in shape. But this This platform is about 6 feet deep and then 8 feet wide. Over there, I've got a mirror, also from that garage sale. That guy was really giving away everything, as well as some decorations and some motivation on the side. You can see that I've got these plates, as well as these plate organizers. Those are pretty easy to make. And then mounting some bikes on the wall, a mini fridge over here, as well as my lawnmower, a radiator, some leftover plywood, a wall-mounted fan that actually can unhook from there and go on the ground. On this wall, I've got my organization, so clamps over here, brooms over there, shovels, and power tools, as well as over here I've got a pegboard with pretty much an unorganized mess, I guess somewhat organized, and then I've got a charging station over there, as well as a charger for my lawnmower. I have an electrical lawnmower. All right, and so that is the garage, and you can see here that I've got a space to actually still park a car, and my fiance has been parking her car in here because she wakes up early in the morning, and the garage is actually insulated now. It's kind of hard to see that, obviously, but because it's insulated, you don't need to warm up your car for 10 minutes, and it's not frosted over, so it's been really nice for her to park in the garage when leaving for work when it's freezing. So over to the side of the garage, I also added this kind of, I don't even know what you call it, but it's like a walkway for your trash cans. You can see here that we've got some pavers, and those pavers were actually from the area where the patio used to be. I moved those over here and kind of just used them because they're left over. It's not the best work, but it does its job, and it kind of hides the trash cans away from the actual driveway. All right, and then over here, I've just got some super extra bricks from the patio project. And behind the garage, I've now got a shed. Again, those are the pavers from where the patio used to be. And so we just reused them here and put another patio behind the garage. And over here is a shed, super flimsy metal shed, the cheapest one that I could find off Amazon. You can see that it's like pushed away from the wall right now, and that's because we're actually trying to replace this window on the garage. But right now we're just waiting for an window order to come in from Lowe's. And then I just keep like some tools here for now. All right, so that's been a 1-year update on my house. It's currently December 3rd when I'm filming this, so about 366 days since we moved in. And honestly, this last year has kind of gone away in the blink of an eye. Even though we're kind of like in an unprecedented time, I feel very fortunate to have this house and to be in this position. And there is never a day where I, take this for granted. And I know that I am very fortunate and lucky to have this. All right, so that's the video. This has been John Heng. If you like the video, consider giving it a like. If you have any comments or questions or ask about anything, consider leaving a comment. And if you're enjoying the content or want to see more videos of how I DIY stuff or how I build stuff, renovate the house, or anything else, consider subscribing. Until next time, this has been John Heng. Thanks for watching.